Hey, what's going on, everybody? Justin here. Now, today I'm a little bit out of my normal recording area, so I don't really have much of a background going on, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Bricklink Designer Program from Round 1 to Series 7. Now, Round 1 was before they had their series names, and they just were kind of doing Round 1, so I think they're testing the waters and seeing what's going on. We're going to take a look at those sets and then kind of just go to present day and what it looks like now and some of the sets that are going on, and we'll take a look at the sets as we go through. If you like the way that sounds, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And let's go ahead and take a look. So first up, we have the landing page for the past programs. It says 2021 Invitational. Now, things were different back then, and I'll explain why as we go through. So one of the first sets we're going to go to is Castle in the Forest. We'll go ahead and open it up so I can explain a little bit more of what Bricklink Designer Program used to be versus what it is now. Now, first up is the Castle in the Forest, one of the older sets. And over here on the right-hand side, you can see it says 3,000 pre-orders, 10,000 sold out. Now, what used to happen is they would put up a certain amount of sets, 7, 10, however many they wanted to put up, and it was a race to see who got to 3,000 first. Now, if your set reached 3,000, it got made. If you were the 5th set to reach 3,000, you got made. If you were the 6th set, didn't get made. Doesn't matter if you reached 3,000, still didn't get made. It was a race to 3,000. Then it was a cap of 10,000 sets. So as you can see, this set did sell out. So this is the Castle in the Forest. Looks amazing. They did a great job. It's cool because it's a castle. It was closed back, but as you can see, it opens. So that's a little bit different vibe and different than what they're doing now. But overall, it was a good set. They had some cool minifigs. They had some cool features, but it was a castle nonetheless. This set did well and sold out quick, and that's great. Now, this was before I got into BDP and understanding what it was and understanding how to get into it, but great set. And then that's basically how it works, is you would see all the sets up and you could see the bars moving forward. So you can see that, hey, this one's looking like it's going to reach 3,000. This one's not. And so you knew which 5 sets were going to be made, but it was still a lot more interesting to see. And you had to act quickly because there was only 10,000. So you had 1/3 the amount that they're selling today. It made these sets more rare, which is great because it's nice to have something valuable in your collection, but it made it harder to get. And that's why it says funded. It doesn't say sold out, just says funded. The next set from Round 1 was the Great Fishing Boat. Now, this one's really cool, and I really enjoy this. Looking at this set, it was much bigger than I thought it would be, but I didn't know how to buy them at this time. I was just seeing videos, like one person making videos at the time. Overall, really cool set. It gives me the Jaws vibes, which is nice. But I'm sad I didn't get it. Then we have I don't know how to say, Kakapoo. I don't know what this bird is, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of detailing and texturing going on, which is great because anytime you're getting something from Lego and it's an animal, you want it to be as detailed and as textured and, in this sense, feathery as possible. And it was great. This was another really good set. We had the Pursuit of Flight. Now, what made this one cool is it had moving pieces. So here you can see a gear on the left side, and all these gears made the planes go left and right. You can swap out the planes for the different colors, and it was really cool. If you wanted to see the motor or the functions, you kind of flip it around this way, or on this side, you can see it has a really nice kind of wooden front frame looking. So really cool set. Then we had the Sheriff's Safe. Now, I saw this one today on sale at my local Bricks and Minifigs for $100. I didn't buy it because I don't know how I feel about this set. I do like it. I just didn't want to spend $100 on that today. But cool set. As you can see, it opens. It looks like it has the moving parts of a safe, and I'm pretty sure it does close. So this would close behind this, and it has a sort of pseudo lock function. There's some gold, some dynamite, and some other stuff, some cheese, and I don't know what that's supposed to be going on in here. Really cool set. Then you had Bionicle Legends. Now, this is where I was talking about they had that race. Bionicle Legends lost the race to 3,000. And that's just how it is. This one could have eventually made it to 3,000, but it doesn't matter if it didn't reach there in the top 5. So that's how they used to work. That's clearly not how it works anymore today, but it's interesting. I enjoyed this. It made it fun, and I'll show when I got into BDP, but this was before my time. But Bionicle, I don't know what the market is on Bionicle these days, but clearly it wasn't good enough to surpass the other 5. And then there was the particle accelerator, which, if you're like me, the only time I've ever heard this in my life basically was watching The Flash. So unless this was creating a little Flash minifig, I don't know anything about it, and that's probably similar reasons why it didn't get made. It's just very, very specific. So I'm interested to see what ones got passed over for this one to get put in this top 7. Nonetheless, didn't get chosen anyways. Then we went on to round 2. Now, round 2 was handled the same exact way. Crowdfunding, 10K. That's how many there were. So there was the clockwork aquarium. You had the different backgrounds you could put in the fish tank. You have the fish food at the bottom and stuff like that. Really cool set. It does have moving functions as well, but I missed out on this one. One of the coolest ones, and cool in a sense of we don't get it from Lego very often, and this is one of the more valuable BDP sets, and that is the modular Lego store. This one did open up and back, and you can see the little back room, kind of stock room going on. And it's a Lego store. Like, that's just awesome. And it's awesome how much detail they gave it. And it's sad that we're not getting that today. I wish Lego would come out with one of their own. All of the gears on the top, the texturing and detail, fantastic job. And then we have the mountain windmill. Now, this one is especially important, kinda, depending who you are, because this came out well before Series 1. But now it is part of a 3-part series. This is number 1, and it's going to go along with 2 other sets by this same designer, same kind of look and feel, super great. I wish I got this. I will get this because I'm going to have the other 2, so I want to make the whole set complete. Then we have an amazing, amazing bowling alley. You got the lanes, the pins, you have the people, a little food court. I mean, the bowling balls, there's so much going on in this. And if you watch other people, there's someone named Alex Nunes. He did, there's a rebrickable model where you can add the 2nd floor. He did the 2nd floor. I want to say it's done, and the rebrickable model is by Brick Artisan. Fantastic job, looks amazing. I wish I would have got this. One I want even more than that is the Venetian houses, and that's because I've been there, and I'm going back in September. So I really wish I would have had this because I have in-laws there, and just kind of missed out. So I'm gonna have to pick this up one day and bite the bullet on the price, but really cool set. Again, this was still that race to 5, race to 3,000 going on. So one that missed out, the Quest Builder. I don't know anything about this. It looks like it's some type of map from a board game, kind of like Among Us, and how people keep submitting those and it doesn't get chosen. Here, it made it all the way into the final grouping. It just didn't make it to 3,000 fast enough, and maybe that's why it didn't get chosen. I'm sure this is a great design for whatever it's supposed to be. Then we had the Ruined House. Again, cool design, not a lot of detailing going on the base plate, which is more brick built. It's not an actual base plate. So there's just, I think, not a lot for people to sink their teeth into on if they want this and what are they going to do with this, and maybe that's where it failed. But I like it. Overall cool. It gives me some type of, I don't know, destroyed house and maybe Call of Duty or something, some type of map. It looks really cool. We have the Science Adventures. Now this one almost seems like it could be a 4-part gift with purchase promo going on that they could have split up and done this. It's cool, but I just don't think it was ever going to beat out those other 5. And the same goes for Seasons and Time Calendar. Not that it's not good, it's just that it's so niche and it's so specific. Like, do you want a calendar, and do you want these little pieces of the seasons and holidays or whatever to go along with that calendar? I just think the market's not there for that, and it clearly wasn't at this time. And then we go to round 3. This is when I got in. So crowdfunding, 10K. We're still at 10K. We're not at 30K. So all of these sold out. Because there was only 10K, all of them sold out. And basically, they all sold out in the first day. They didn't last long. This one's great. I have all 5 of these ones sealed, and I'm going to build them one day, just haven't done it. And the 1950s diner, amazing look. If you have any sort of like feelings, positive feelings about diners in the 1950s, this is absolutely that. You got the fries, you got the burger, everything. The inside, you have the checkered floor, the jukebox, the stools with the bright colors. Awesome job. Modular construction site. If you haven't seen this in person, it's amazing. It's huge, and there's just so much going on. This is a one-of-a-kind set to this day because Lego hasn't done something where it's a detailed building plus being under construction. Look at that. It's just fantastic. No complaints about this set. I just need to build it. The Mountain View Observatory. Now, this is the set in this one that I was like most excited for when I first saw it because I was like, oh, cool. It just was super unique to me. And then I got on board with the other ones and absolutely wanted the other ones. This one's really cool. The entire base is brick built around the outside, but down into it's nice. There's so much going on here. Some people don't like it. I think it's fantastic. And it's just an overall cool set that Lego hasn't done. Then we're going to look at Studgate Train Station. Now, this one is heavily sought after from people that I've talked with, and this one is an amazing train station. There's so much good about this one too. 2 train tracks running through it, so it's not a stop. And then when you take a little bit deeper of a dive, you can see that there's just so much detail going on, and the overall glass roof and structure is super cool. This one sold out super fast, and yeah, I mean, it says ship spring of 2023. So this feels like forever ago that this kind of arrived on my doorstep, but amazing set. Then lastly, we had the Winter Chalet. Now this one goes along great with the Winter Village sets, and that's because it is that dollhouse open back. Love it or hate it, it fits in with them. You could only buy 1 of each set at this time as well. You couldn't buy 2. And they heavily monitor, like if you're using the same address, making multiple purchases, what you're doing with your cards, all of that. So I just bought the 1 of each of these, and this one's great. Came damaged, unfortunately, the box, but it's still sitting up on a shelf, and I will build it one day, maybe this coming up Christmas. I know we just passed, but great set. Love it. And here's where we go back into the sets that didn't make it to 3,000 fast enough. There are some cool ones. There is this Brickwest Studios. Now this is a saloon, but it takes place on like a Hollywood set, and that's why you have the mic booms and the cameras and the lights and all of those things. I didn't like this because I don't care about any of that Hollywood stuff, but I loved the saloon, and I wish we would have got it simply because of that, but I'm glad we've gotten some other Western themes since then. Then we had my least favorite, which is the Space Troopers. This is not a knock on Nick Royer, who built this and designed it. It's not my thing at all. I have the Galaxy Explorer, took it apart after I built it. It's just not really in my wheelhouse of space and what I like about space. One of the other ones that I really wish would have been picked, I don't know what I would have knocked out, but I really wish this would have been picked, was the Steam-Powered Science. Huge set, can open, close, as you can see on this left one. So great. Steampunk. We don't get steampunk, which is sad because there's so much gold and cool colors and unique designs. And they have this dock over the water, which kind of gives me the Ninjago vibe with the cities where they do that too. I know it doesn't fit with that, but it looks amazing and it's so great. We had the working waterfall with all these functions going on in the background and the water being able to kind of cycle around. But overall, just was a little too simple compared to the other ones. And that was it. That's when 10K stopped. 10K went out the door, and what else stopped is putting all these different sets up and it being a race. So now we move into Series 1. And Series 1 is where it got different. Now that's Series 2. Where's Series 1 at? So Series 1 is in the Underpass series. And when you look in it, these were the 5 that were presented to you. You didn't get a chance to say, oh, I like that one, and I'm going to vote for that one, or things like that. They gave you the 5 that won, and it was no longer a race to whatever. Now, what did happen was it has to reach a certain amount of sales, which is 5,000, for it to get made, and then it gets made. It doesn't matter if all of them reach 5,000, if one of them reaches 5,000 or whatever the case, as long as any given set reaches 5,000, it gets made. So all of these did, and there was no more, I don't know, it took away from some of the fun. And not only that, it was supposed to be 20,000. They were going to go from 10,000 to 20,000. And then something happened and boom, they jumped up to 30,000. So what that means is not everything sold out. And not only did they not sell out, they sold incredibly slow. Some people like that. I don't as much, and that's because I kind of like having something a little more rare that was fun to buy. But nonetheless, the Parisian Street was a great one. It only got funded. It didn't sell out. So that means there are less of these on the market. We can look over at Brick Economy, and as we pull this up, we can type in the Parisian Restaurant, which is the wrong set. So the Parisian Street. And here you can see production 15,000. So 30,000 went up for sale. Only 15,000 were made. Yet people don't value this any higher than any of the other 30,000 sets. But if you go through Brick Economy, you can see the amount that came out. The General Store was another one that didn't sell out. It just got funded. I absolutely love Westerns. Bought 2 of them because this is when you were allowed to buy 2. So I thought this was a great one. Had to buy 2, bought 2. The Snack Shack is the only BDP set I've built to date. I own a ton of them, but this is the only one I built. I have it in my city, in my beach section. It did sell out, and it sold out pretty quickly. I want to say it was day 1 for sure, along with 2 other sets that sold out day 1. The Mountain Fortress sold out first. I want to say it was first. And this one is great because it's first massive, 3,995 pieces, snow detailing above the gate, and really, really cool. Absolutely love it. And then there was the old train engine shed. Now what's cool about this one is look at the interior. It's not a train station. There's not a food court. There's not things like that. This is like where it's going back to be repaired and stuff like that. If you do like the look of this one and we're wondering, what does it look like if somebody built 2 and reverse built it? Well, luckily, Stud City has you covered because he did that and made a video on it. So if you are interested, go check him out and check out that video. But this is a really cool one. Love trains, love the train engine shed because it's a different take on train, and it's just great. Then we have Series 2. Now this one's pretty recent still. We didn't get these too many months ago, and first up we had the Logging Railway. This one also did not sell out. People had complaints about the bridge, the size of certain parts of this. I thought it was cool. I bought one, gonna build it. There's the Ocean House. Now, going back to the very, very early ones, when we go to the windmill, again, Hanwas, windmill, and then now we're looking at Hanwas, the Ocean House. This is part 2 of a 3-part series. So that's why this one's just a little bit cooler than it just being the Ocean House alone, because it ties to something in the past and will tie to something in the future. The Ocean House has a lot of cool colors. I wish the water had some better detailing, but for what we got, I think it's great, and it looks amazing. Then we have the Mushroom House. This one sold out quick, and just a heads up, all of the smallest sets have always sold out. So looking ahead, if that's something you want, jump on it because they typically don't last more than a day. Jonas Krom, great one. Giant Snail, so much storytelling is in this, and I think he did such an amazing job. I bought 2 of them, and I can't wait to buy the next iteration that we will see soon. Great set though. Ominous Isle was another really good one. So much is going on in this. I only bought 1 though because there was some structure and fragility issues that people mentioned when they did build this. So I just didn't want to have to deal with 2 of them, and I didn't know what I would do with the second one anyways. So one of these is going to be great to go along with Pirates of Barracuda Bay, and I can't wait to just get this one going. Then we have the Brick Cross train station, arguably the best train station, if you didn't like the other 2. This one's great in its own right because it has different stuff going on. There's a newsstand, there's a coffee shop or food court, the main area on the inside, detail on the outside. The train though, it doesn't go through this. This is kind of like walking into a train station, and on the back side of it is where you get the train. I think that's really cool because it's a different take than the other two, where one, the train goes into it and stops, and the other one, the train passes right through. So this is a really cool take on it. I love this set. Then moving forward, we have Series 3. Now Series 3, again, $30K. They give you the 5, you either buy it or you don't. You don't have to worry about maybe you chose one that won't get picked. You just buy what you want. But again, there is one smaller set, and that means buy quickly. The Harbor Master's office, absolutely love it. Bought 2. Can't wait for this to get delivered, hopefully in February or March. And these are going to just be amazing sets. If you've seen the old fishing store, this is right up there to me. Yeah, it's different colors and there's different things going on, but I think the amount of detail going on underneath, the tires hanging off the side, the scuba diver underneath, some turtles, there's a shark under there, there's a boat that's coming up to get gas, and if you know anything about what Lego is going away from, it's gas. I don't know if that makes this any more valuable, but hey, there's gas in this set. We have the Art of Chocolate. This one opens up to be amazing. The stairs close into it, which is really cool. So much thought went into creating this that it pays off. We have this amazing front with so many depth and levels where there's stairs and just so much going on that this is a amazing winter set through and through, no matter what. I just think they knocked it out of the park. The 4 Stronghold is another great castle set. I don't have any complaints. You can complain about the open back. It's just not really my thing. Most of these, this is going to be facing a wall anyways. I don't care if they put nothing in this and lower the price, because I'm going to be seeing this. And from the front and this view, spectacular 10 out of 10. Dudes flying around on wires and ropes, and so much going on, just about to attack the Black Falcons. Really cool set. We have the Lost City. Now the problem is this one got way more hate than I think it deserved, and the reason behind all the hate isn't necessarily how this looks right here. This is an amazing front view of this set, and going back to the last set, I don't care what it looks like behind. I don't care what it looks like on the inside, because I'm not going to be playing with it. It's going to be on display like this. With the 2 minifigs exploring this Lost City, I think it's fantastic. But here's where people complained. As you can see, there's basically nothing on the inside. Again, I don't care. People really hated on it. They didn't like the price. But again, if you would have added in all that stuff, Lego would up the price. So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to pay more for more, or are you just going to pay less and fill it with stuff that you want? And that's what I prefer to do. If I want to put minifigs and stuff in there, I'd rather have the cheaper price and use the tons of pieces I have to fill this thing up. So again, I thought this set was great, and just overall great look. And again, small set selling out. Here you go. Absolutely did. Day 1, I bought 2 of them because I think it's fantastic, and I can't wait to add this into more of the camping stuff that they're doing. This is just a great, simple set, and I have 0 complaints about it. I can't remember what the price was, but it was really cheap, maybe like 50 bucks, and spectacular set. Moving on to Series 4. Now this one, we just got the pricing for. I made a quick video on it, so if you wanted to get a little bit more of an opinion on the price and my thought on the set, there is a video on that, but I'm just going to run through this real quick. The merchant boat is fantastic. Great design. They don't do mini boats like this. They have the Destiny's Bounty, which you can kind of say is like this. There's a Friend's Boathouse, and then there also is the Monkey Kid one with the shipping containers. That's really what we've gotten with boathouses and things of that nature. Really cool idea. The Wild West train, 100% buying 2, looks fantastic. Love trains, love westerns. Just wish they would have kept the drum lacquered silver on the locomotive, and it would have been fantastic, but the price would have shot over $300, I'm sure. We have the Medieval Seaside Market. Again, fantastic build, because here it just looks like, okay, there's your everyday castle. Flip it around, and so much storytelling going on, and a 10 out of 10. I love this set. I think it's possibly, I mean, it's definitely going to sell out because it's castles, but I think it's going a little bit under the radar with how good it actually is, in my opinion. So yeah, I think this one sells out for sure. And then going back to the windmill in the Ocean House, we have the Riverside Scholar. This is the 3rd part in that 3-part series, and Again, this is another one that people aren't high on, and I understand why. Open back, weird colors, all that kind of stuff, but it ties in with the other two perfectly. I like it, so I'm buying it. I'm just going to buy the one, though, because I might buy two because I have two ocean houses, but I think it's a underrated set, but I can understand why you wouldn't like it if you don't like open backs. And then the Siege Encampment. Don't know what to say about it. I'm going to buy one because I buy one of every single series, but it's just not for me because I don't have that kind of setup or scene going on. I do think there's a lot of cool stuff going on to have castles fighting, and all this camp, and it's just really, it is really cool, but it's so many small builds that I just need one of them. Series 5, now this one I'm incredibly excited for because the Thieves of Tortuga, 100% when I saw this, I was like, this is my favorite one. And it's because I love pirates. I think they're great. And this front and back is just phenomenal. There's so much storytelling. You got a shark hanging, boat pulling up, you know, just need to throw Captain Jack Sparrow in there, and this looks fantastic. Might buy two of them, reverse build one to have it be extra long and great. Mushroom Village just goes with the Mushroom House. So Giant Ladybug looks great. Super cool. Can't wait to get it. The Antique Shop's another one. You can build this on a base plate, put it in a city, add some sidewalk, and it's going to be simple and good. The Popcorn Wagon. This is another one. It's going to be small. It's going to sell out day one. Can go into a city, a fair, theme park, anywhere you want it to go. It's going to look great. And then there's the number one voted for BDP set of all time. And for good reason. This set looks stunning. I have zero complaints about this. Can't wait to buy it. I think it sells out in 2 hours or less, probably less. A lot of people are going to be picking up two. And this just is an amazing set. I will absolutely build this day one, the day it shows up, which, you know, we start crowdfunding in June. They charge in December, so we probably will get these in January of 2026. Forever. Series 6, another small one. I'm interested to see if this one sells out, though, because there's a lot of hate on this one. But I like it. I'll buy two because I'm going to build a forest camping with the tree house and the A-frame cabin and all those sets. Going to build my own scene, so I think it's cool. Another one that I wasn't super high on at the beginning was the Art Factory, and that's because I saw this view and I said, it's so small. But then you start diving in and you start seeing that, whoa, it closes and it makes a complete set that closes. Now, it's hard to mock these into your city if you want it to still open and close. If you don't care about that, it's easy to put it on a base plate. But if you still want it to have that open and close, you're going to need a lot of real estate around it with a lot of tiles. But if you just like this as a standalone set, which I do, 100% fantastic looking set, great. We have the gold mine, which I wish we get more gold mining sets. I love watching gold rush shows and stuff like that, and I think this one's awesome. I wish LEGO would do more with this. They're not going to, and that's why it's in the BDP series. But this is a great set. It's a brick project. Thank you for giving us something gold related. Sequoia Tree Trail. This one's getting a lot of hate as well because people think it just doesn't look like a lot for the piece count. But I think the trees are going to be larger than people think, and I just think it's going to be better than people think, and I can't wait to pick this up because it's going to go well with the camping one and all the other outdoor and woodsy type sets. So 100% yes. And then the Outlaw Forest Den. Now, recently we have the CMF series that just came out January 1, and they have the Wolfpack Beastmaster. I'm going to stock up on those as I find them because they're going to fill this in great. And this is great because it's black, dark bluish gray, light bluish gray, red. There's so many colors going on that makes this different than other castles, in my opinion. The shape of it gives me Dungeons and Dragons castle vibes, but it is unique in itself, and I think it's great, and I can't wait to pick this one up as well. Lastly, we have Series 7. Now, people are still submitting ideas for the next 5 days, 18 hours. And then past that, we get to take a look at them on February 10th. And through that time, we get to vote on them and see what's there. And I can't wait to do that. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of amazing things. So, Bricklink Designer Program has been around for a while. It did start before round 1. There was a different style, but it wasn't BDP. Round 1 is when it started the 10K. This is what we're going to do, and we're going to throw things up and see what we get. And a lot of cool designs came out. There are other programs. If you look in past programs, like the mock pop-up store, the 60 years April designer program. If you go into these, you get a lot of different types of things. This insane set, Imagine It, Build It, is crazy valuable. And there are some cool things here, but it wasn't the BDP program as we know it today, or the first iteration of it. That's where we started that round 1. So yeah, I mean, things are moving along with BDP, and I love it. And if you want to take a look at the older sets and maybe go find them, if you go on the Bricklink website, go right here, Bricklink Designer Program, current, past programs, and then that's when you can start to look into some of these series. Now, all of these are great. I'm glad I started when I did. I wish I would have started a series or 2 sooner, but I didn't. And just like some of you, I've missed out on things. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Comment. I like to hear everybody's opinions and have conversations. So again, thank you for watching and have a great week.